Hello, dear friends. I have been absent from YouTube for over 2 months. My last upload was in the beginning of March. Now we have already end of May. I was absent because my stay in India was extended for 1 month because my spiritual master left his body unexpectedly. So everything changed for me. I was staying longer in India, had very bad internet, and also generally just no desire to do anything besides just praying and chanting. So now I'm currently until middle of July I'm in Indonesia, in Bali, in the native place of my wife, and from middle of July I will be back in Switzerland. So now I have again time and the possibilities to continue my work. So let us continue this series of Ask Me Any Questions. Just comment here. Just very few questions came in the last 2 months, but since I've promised to answer them, I will answer them. Better late than never, I guess. So two questions are very short questions, and one is a bit longer one. So this is also interesting for those who have not asked a question because we can learn many things. So the first question is here that how to change in the Vedic astrology software, how to change the format. So this is quite easy. You just go inside here, go to preferences related to display and chart style. And here you can change from South Indian chart to North Indian chart, diamond chart, and everything will change. So this is very easy. It's preference related to display, chart style and languages. I prefer the South Indian one. Oh, then here this is a very interesting question. Can you make a video about how can benefit from being a share market broker, stock broker? Okay, that is a good question. So let us give an answer to that. As an example chart, I will just take this chart here from this user, Samurai Gaming. It seems to be a relatively young 18-year-old gaming enthusiast who asked the question. And I'm using his chart. I already have it open. So now how we can assess whether it is good for someone to be a broker, stock broker. So for this, I'm sharing with you one very interesting technique. In order to keep the notes, I suggest you just make a screenshot. So this is here the notes from my teacher. And this technique goes like this. There are 6 ways, according to Brigu. There are 6 ways of earning money. One is serving the king, trading business, donations and alms giving, then farming and manufacturing. So then there is a gross loan. Gross loan means dealing with financial assets. So stockbroker, that would go in this category. Then the 6th is acquisition of knowledge. It's with teacher, or also making a business with teaching others or like coaching, helping others in that regards. Yes, here's a more detailed of each one, like yes. So the technique is as follows: that you have to consider the Hora Lord. So the Hora Lord is Mars in this case, here, and the 11th house from the Hora Lord will be here. So you start from here, and the strange of this house and the strange of the planet occupying that house will tell you whether success is indicated in this regard. So serving the king for Saturn, for this native, for our Samurai Gaming 4157, serving the king would be judged from this house. This house, as you know, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff here? That is Karkata, Gemini, Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So the Cancer, the health of Cancer Rashi would now give information whether this native can succeed in the field of government employment. Yes, this is especially government employment. In his case, Saturn is occupying an unfriendly Rashi. If we have natural relationships, I will just pull it up. Yeah, I would like to remind you that I made this video here, Master Astrology in 1 hour. And there I speak about, I'm providing this file here. And here you can see the natural relationships, oh, this up top here, excuse me. The natural relationships of the planets. And in this case here, we have Saturn. Saturn considers the moon an enemy. And we have here Cancer ruled by moon. So Saturn is in an enemy house. So this is a negative dignity. It's not good. Stress will come from this. This is not good. So therefore, this native cannot expect to have success in serving the king in government service. It's not recommended. Then here is the Hora Lord. So now the second house we go from 11th, now we go here 12th. This is ruled by the sun. It's not occupied by planet, so we can consider its ruler, the sun. The sun is here conjunct to Mars, Venus and Ketu. The conjunction to Mars is okay. The occupiance of a Mercury house is okay. It's a positive thing. Conjunction to Venus is not positive, and conjunction to Ketu is not positive. So we can consider like this, that he will have strength to do business, but he will be likely to be misguided by his own desires, Venus, because Venus is animical, and an animical Venus will result in misguided desires. And unless it is connected to spirituality, Ketu, there will be a lot of restraint and a very limited outcome to his business endeavors. So therefore, this is also not recommended if we go for this second type of business trade. I'm just checking I'm correctly recording. Yes, I'm doing. Then the audio is also working. Yes, very good. So now almsgiving. Now we have to consider this house, the Virgo Rashi, Kanya Rashi. Here, Kanya is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is here in a friendly place. Mercury considers Venus a friend. So the Lord itself is fine. Conjunct to Jupiter is also fine. Then the house itself is quite crowded, quite complicated. So it's a little bit similar like here. So if you would by donation, I would say, let's say he is a youth, he's a gamer, right? According to his name, if he would be living from YouTube, and so to say donations from viewers through the advertisement, it would be possible, I would say, because Mercury is quite fine. It gives conjunct to Jupiter is good. It's in a friendly house. Venus is entertainment, and to game itself is a kind of a misguided activity. So Venus is there, but Ketu will not really allow it. So it's a rather no than yes, but it's a possibility. Then we go to the next one. Well, and farming will be here. Production, that is quite positive. Though, no, what is not positive, I forgot to consider, that Venus is debilitated and there is no Nija Banga. So therefore, this house also will not be good. Growth loan, Mars. Now this is the house we want to consider for stock market exchange, because it's investment activities and skillful handling of financial resources, right? This is considered this. So we have to consider here this Scorpio Rashi. Mars itself is quite healthy. Mars is really feeling well. Venus is neutral to him. He doesn't mind so much. Sun is friendly to Mars. That's nice. Then Ketu has a similar energy like Mars. They say Ketu is Mangalvat or something like that. This one Sanskrit expression that it is like Mars. So Ketu Mars conjunction is kind of possible. So he could work in the financial sector. But in order to really succeed in it, this Ketu energy has to be dealt with very, very well. And how to deal with this is subject of completely different study. This will be out of the short video context in this video, out of short format of this video. Then acquisition of knowledge, Jupiter. This so far is quite good. Jupiter is in just Jupiter considers Mercury and Venus an enemy, and this Libra is Venus house, so but it's a temporary friend because it's just in the 12th from Jupiter, the lord of it, so it's quite neutral. So for this individual, what we would suggest according to this technique, yeah, actually it's a very interesting thing that's going on here, is that every house but this one is affected by the debilitated Venus. We have here the Lord conjunct to Venus. We have here Venus sitting here, debilitated Venus. Here again, the Lord of it is Venus. Here again, the Lord is conjunct to Venus. Here again, the Lord is sitting in Venus's house. So only this serving the king is not affected by the Venus, debilitated Venus. And a Venus that is bad is like Shukracharya, who misguides, who takes us away from our real goal. And for those, I don't know, there are two known to me in my people that I know who are actually kind of like wasted their whole life with gaming. So Samurai gaming, probably real success in his life can only come when he really stops wasting his time and energy and mental resources for this gaming activity, because this Venus is really pulling down and makes it very difficult to succeed in any sort. What if he chooses to do serving the king in this regard, I mean government service, it will be done, it's possible, but it will be a very soul murdering thing. He will not be really happy. It will be just very hard and strenuous, because Saturn anyway is already hard and disciplined work, and he's not happy. So if Saturn will be happy, means he will have the energy, he will have the mindset to go through it with dignity and get really good results from it. But here it will be just a very tough life. But still, unless he will find a way away from distractions, entertainment, distractions, Venus, and is able to channel in the spirituality of Ketu, for this individual, all these ways will be difficult. But that's also very logical, right? If you want to do business, or if you want to build up some kind of charity, if you want to produce something, if you want to invest, if you want to know and share knowledge, you have to be invested into it full-heartedly, and you cannot allow for a Venetian distraction like gaming, yes. You cannot allow for that. You will not be able to accomplish higher things in this way. If government service, you will just be comfortable, have your secure retirement, and you will just be forced to come at the morning, go in the evening at these times, and just sit down your hours in the chair, more or less. And that is what is kind of happening here, So, so that is also a very nice lesson for astrology reading. And also what I would, if I can just forward to his question, it's like, will I be able to succeed in the exam? Okay, you will succeed in the exam if you study. Will I be success in your life? Okay, you will succeed in your life if you do your work. So astrology is no way out, lazy way out for anything. Whether you look at your chart or not, you have to function properly in your life. You have to see that your days, the hours that are given to you in this lifetime, in this human form, that you utilize them in a positive manner. And astrology can just show you in which direction, what type of activities will be good and not good. And here we can definitely see that this Venusian distraction, this entertainment distraction is really a big thing to overcome, needed to be overcome. And it's not set in stone that whole life you'll be just cursed with that. It's just said that the energy is not given. Venus has is Nija, he has no energy. The energy is not given means you have to start to put energy in with your willpower, and that's possible. So and in that way you over time you can work these energies out, you can work out these problems. It's astrology will just give you a map to say, you see, here is the problem. From this side, from the Venusian energy, the problem comes. Also, Venus is also opposite sex. I mean, the romantic views, which will drain your energies. So you're not able to focus on study. You're not able to focus on creating a business and so on. These are all things that are draining your energy. And now it's just a matter of working with it. And what helps is the other planets here. Sun is nicely placed. Sun is considering Mercury neutral, and it's now in a temporary friend house. If you don't know what it means, you please consider to watch this here carefully. There's so much information inside. It's really very helpful. If you go through this and take it serious and study this, what I'm saying here, I promise you, you can already do 80-90% of all astrology that is on the internet easily. Here is also the study material for that. So I encourage you to go through this video carefully, download the website, the software, install the software, and you will benefit a lot from this. So, so that is kind of what's going on here. So that is the first technique of showing whether you can manage, you can go for stock market trading. Like for instance, in my chart, this growth zone falls on areas where Rahu is placed, and that would mean that I could very easily cheated in this regard. If I went into investing in stocks or take part in some kind of stock exchange platform, very probably I will be changed. Or if I go trading myself, I will be subjected to illusions a lot. So it's not recommended for me to go through that. For instance, I have Rahu in Aries. So you have to see your own chart. You check where is Mars, the Hora Lord, And then from the Hora Lord, 11th house is here. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's basically the third house from Hora Lord. You can consider the health of that Rashi, the health of the planets that are connected to this Rashi, and then you consider that. Another one way to just to go back to this question is how share market broker. Another one is to consider the houses. I would consider the 5th house is connected to stock market, exchange, and gambling. Sorry, because gambling is here in the 5th house, unusual wealth and trade and stuff like that. So I would consider the 5th house should be considered whether someone has the ability to go for stock market exchange. And to consider the health of the 5th house, you have to do the following thing. You consider the 5th house and the 9th house, because the 9 is the 5th of the 5th. This is Bhavat Padam. So to have a complete picture of the health of the 5th house, you also have to consider the 9th house. And you not only consider from Lagna, you also consider from Hora and from Moon. So that will give you like 6 placements, and the whole health of the 6 placements together will give you the information. What is the health of the 5th house in this regards? What is the possibility for someone to succeed in trading? So I can just write it out for you. It's like what you see is for stock exchange, for stock exchange. You do like this. 5th and 9th from Lagna, Ascendant, Moon, and Hora Lord. From all these 3. So in his case, we consider here Lagna. 5th house is Sun. The 5th of the 5th is Sagittarius. So we have already discussed the Sun, the issue here, Jupiter, the issue there. So we can keep this in mind, this and this house. Then from the Moon, 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Venus. Here, Venus is Taurus sign. Taurus ruled by Venus. Then the 9th from there is 7, 8, 9 is this Rashi itself. And then the 5th from Mars is here, and the 9th from there is here. So we have quite a lot of things going on. Mostly again it touches Venus. From here, Sun and Jupiter, they're connected to Venus, conjunct to Venus, and here in the Venus house. So again, we have the same story like before. Here we have again a Venusian house, and here this the busy Rashi itself. And then we have from here the Saturnian house, and again also Venusian house. So what we can say about stock exchange for him, it is again all falling back to this Virgo, how much he is able to balance these energies in his life, and that will decide whether he can have success in stock exchange or not. So in this way you have to do. I can give you another example, what I did with my teacher, where I learned this is like in my own chart. Whether I'm able to do painting. Okay. So painting is connected to the 3rd house. So the 3rd house, and the 3rd from the 3rd you have to consider the 5th also. So from ascendant, the 3rd is here, Sun is here, the 5th is here, Venus is there, 9th house. So we have already influence of Ketu. From Moon, the third one is here and there. And then from Hora Lord Mercury is here and there. So I have for like learning a skill like drawing, I have the influence of Ketu, influence of Mars, the rulership of Sun, Venus again, and Mercury, and here this Saturn-Mars conjunction from the Moon. So the influence of Venus here, the influence of Mercury here is definitely something gives ability to do art. We have Venus involved is art, it's good. Mercury involved is skill, it's good, it's helpful. Then Ketu is involved means there should be some spiritual application to it, use to it, otherwise inspiration will not come, some philosophical things should enter. Rahu is there means it will give information that the skill is very undeveloped and it needs to be developed. Rahu, wherever he says, it makes things very vulnerable and undeveloped. And they need to be developed first. So means there has to be effort to be put in. It's not just natural talent, oh, immediately I can do it. But no, I have to go through step by step and learn it from scratch. Therefore, that is what because Rahu is there in the third. Mercury is again here, is good. So Mercury comes up, Venus comes up, is good. The Sun comes up, that it should be work related somehow. Sun is the Karaka or the significator for career. So it will be work related. The sense of art is there, Venus is there, the possibility to learn a skill is there, Mercury is there, Ketu is there, it should have some spiritual application, and Rahu means I need to learn it from scratch. So in this way you can consider this is the technique. We did it here with the third house for learning a skill like drawing, and we did it on the other chart with the fifth house in the terms of stock market exchange. Oh, this is wrong. This is the wrong place. Okay. So this answers all the questions here. Then also I consider these questions answered, because whether he will be successful or not in anything, it really depends on how much he will able to balance these energies, and this needs spiritual practice, especially in the presence of Ketu. You need spiritual practice. Otherwise, I mean, he can do things. He can become a government officer. He can do all the other things, but it's just lurking around. It will be a drag. It will be really a drag. But he can excel in his life so much if this is handled well. And one thing we can say, this is not possible in young age. It will take time. It will take time, because just considering this Rashi here, Virgo Rashi, this is like from my reports, the maturation age of this Virgo Rashi. Virgo Rashi is 40 years. This is Virgo and Libra, they are realized at the age of 40. That means probably in young age, this individual will struggle a lot, being distracted by the opposite sex, being distracted by things like gaming, as we see samurai gaming, and therefore he will not be able to really excel in his life. If he's becoming older, 40 years, and will learn how to balance these energies here and work off, so to say, his debilitated Venus, then especially in the help of Ketu, of spirituality, then life can become peaceful and success can happen. He's born on Ekadashi. Ekadashi is about the tapasya, so it will be needed to do some tapasya in order to succeed with this placement here. All right. So these are the questions answered here. Okay, so now we come to the questions here. The question is how to check the gochara. Like, so let's try this chart. We can go October 29th, 1966 at 11:17. Seconds is best practice to put 0. If you have not done some, I made a mistake here. Now we have to check the time. Burnaby. I wanna be in Burnaby. Okay, so thanks for showing check gochara in past time. Can you show how to check gochara? Gochara means the transit over the moon, because they mainly consider transits over the moon placement. So for instance, currently, if we want to consider transits for this chart, we will consider this moon as the first house, and there's Saturn now in the 11th house from the moon. Once Saturn will move, this person will be in the Sadhisati. Saturn will go here, Sadhisati will start. I mean the Saturn transit over until Saturn moves away from Taurus, will go into Gemini, he will be in Sadhisati. It is next 2025, somewhere in the March, May, something. Saturn will move here. So that's Gochar. Gochar means over the moon moving. So how we use that? So I never use this. This is just really how you say, giving me a headache. I don't like to use this part. Also here, this Titi Pravesh thing, I'm also never using. The way I like to do this is just very simple. I just open the chart and I just use here this. Let's say we want to see, the question is when he got married. When my client got married in past. So when he was getting married by Gochar. Actually you check this by Dasha more. But if you, let's say, want to use by Gochar, or I would just use here. I would just go back a few years, and then let's say he will get married when Venus will be in the 7th house. Let's say he will get married, Jupiter must aspect the 7th house or transit the 7th house. Let's say he's born 66, so 66, got married with 25, around 25, let's say. So 66 plus 25 is 91, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 91. So let's consider the year 1991. Jupiter is here exalted. And now we want to see, okay, Saturn should not aspect the 7th house from the moon, and Jupiter should aspect the 7th house. So here Jupiter, Saturn in a 10th aspect is aspecting. Though the aspect from his own house is quite okay, but let's just for the sake of that, right? Then we can here check Saturn's placement. We just go back a few months. Now you have Saturn away, Jupiter aspecting. Jupiter is still in low degrees, but it's aspecting here the 7th house. And in that way, now you want to go, Venus should aspect or be there. So now you would have a placement here. Venus is in the 7th house from the moon in its own house. Jupiter aspecting 7th house, and Saturn is not aspecting. And that would be now a Gochar, and I just opened the second window, made it half, and used this here. That's for me the simplest way to do it. This is the way I suggest. Now you would have like a good date, marriage date for this person. 89 in the sweet age of 23. That would be a very possible time for getting married for this person. Venus, Sun has not entered yet and become debilitated, nice. Venus is there, is nice. Jupiter aspecting, nice. Like that. Then you want to fine tune, okay, the moon should be in his own house. Just take a day, move to the days. Now you have the moon in own house, Venus in own house. Nice chart for getting married for a person with Aries Rashi, like that. So this is the way I would do it to check Gochara. It's just using this here. According to, if you want to move Saturn somewhere, use years. If you want to fine tune other planets, use month. If you want to move the moon, use days, and so on. Okay, so that's I have fulfilled my promise, though late. I've answered all the questions. And if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can just comment on this video and I will get to it. Now definitely more faster than the last time, because my life is back into the normal working frenzy again, so I can get things done now. Thank you very much for listening and for your attention, and see you in the next one.